G'day, it's Brak here, and I've got a question for you. Would you like to help me design an army? More about that soon. Yes, that's it. I'm actually going to, I don't know if it's lazy or just pure genius in army design, but anyway, I'm actually would like you to help me design an army. I have not really a tournament, it's a campaign coming up run by one of the local GW stores. I've decided to put my hand up and sign on the dotted line. I thought I'm going to take my orks to it. It'll be fun. And I need 25 power level of orks, and I'm going Deathskulls. And I want your help. What I've done is I have chosen 3 different armies, all Deathskulls, but 3 different styles of armies, and I am going to show you these 3 lists, and I would like you to tell me which one you think is best, and then I'm going to leave it up to the collective wisdom that is YouTube to decide which of these armies I will take. So yeah, let's get in and have a look at these lists. Okay, and here is list number 1, and it's boys in trucks. So let's start off with, there is Brak. Now I am going to apologise if you get a little bit of wind coming through the microphone. Unfortunately, the wind has picked up, so I do apologise for that. We'll start this again. Here we go, 25 power level of Deathskulls. And we're going to start off with, there's Brak, now the war boss there. And boys in a truck, so 8. So there's 10 boys in a truck, everything's all going to be fitted out. I haven't worked out whether I'm going to go shooter or rocket. I'll make that decision a bit later, but it doesn't really matter with the power level points because you can just put whatever war gear your little heart fancies. And in the other truck is going to be these 2 units. So we've got the Meganobs, and there's good old Gear Guts Face Scrumper leading the 2 unknown or as yet to be named Meganobs. And with them, hanging out in the truck, is the Spanner Boy and 4 burners. So that's a burner boys squad there, and they're going in the truck. So, which will make it nice and easy to set up. I can actually put them behind buildings and wait and see what happens. That's the first list. Now, the whole idea is get the trucks moving along, come out of trucks. Probably I want the Meganobs do all the hard work. At least there's all this infantry. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 units which can score objectives because they have the Zog-off its mine rule. So yeah, I think this is my preferred list. So what do you think? This is list number 1. Okay, here is list 2, and it's a horde list. 25 power level points. Is that the right, or is it? a power level of 25. It doesn't really matter what grammar type of rules we take. It's a lot of boys. Yeah, a lot of models here. So we've got the war boss, the Brak, and then we've got 20 boys there. And yes, our good old Cass Mad Eye makes an appearance in this list, so that'll be good. I think he also makes an appearance in the last one too. I just didn't mention it. And we have 20 Gretchen, and there's Gita Face Spider in there, and 5 looters for back of field support while these guys are running up and doing mayhem. And then we have not 1 but 2 Deathcopters to sort of hopefully to be a little bit of distraction, and hopefully they can help snipe some of the bigger things, or at least get some of the wounds down for when it's time for good old Brak to get there with his killer claw and just see to him good and proper. I'm not quite sure I can say any more about this list. Okay, that is list number 2, the Stompy Wall of Death. And here is the third and final list for you to choose from, and it's a little bit different. Not as many models as the last one, or the one before that either. Yeah, I'm going completely different here. This is going to be very, very fast, and I think this is the list that takes into account for the Deathskulls rerolls the most, and it just looks good. I like the idea of putting 4 things down to get them nice and fast, so I can hide them around, do some tricky shenanigans. This is a combat patrol list here, so let's have a look. So in the HQ we have the Death Killer War Trike. So no Brak this time, which is a bit sad because I was hoping to put Brak in all the lists, but I just couldn't do it. 2 HQs in a 25 power level seems to be a little excessive. Well, it seems to me. I'll be doing a campaign where there'll be a lot of probably school-age teenage people who aren't as experienced, so I don't want to go there with a power list to beat up on kids. That's not what I'm about. You may want to do that, but I don't think. I am going to go for fluff, and this is, I think, a nice, fast, fluffy list. So, boys in a truck, supported by 2 buggies. Now, yes, the Boomdacker Snazwagon and the Scrapjet. No, that's not the Scrapjet. That's the Shock Jump Dragster. You might say, where is the Scrapjet? Well, I don't have one. Well, I do have one, which I scratch built, which I will show in a later video. But this is a Games Workshop event, so I have to take Games Workshop models. That's the rules. I don't have any feelings about that whatsoever. I want to go to an event, so I'll play by their rules. That's just the way that I work. And yeah, and these are the only 2 buggies that I have at the moment, and they're fine looking beasts. Yeah, I love both these buggies. I have played with both. I really enjoy them, and it's loads of fun. So, and that's why I'm going to this event. There is a more serious tournament coming up through another hobby store at the end of the month, and I'm just using this to get some practice in. That's the whole idea. But that's list number 3. So, what do you think? Does this one get your vote? There you have it. 3 lists I'd like for your consideration. Which one do you prefer? Would you like to see Brak in a truck, just and with boys in trucks and just zooming around, or would you like to see poor Brak on foot, using the old Shanks pony and foot slogging it up until he gets some decent crumping? Or would you like to not see Brak at all and go with the Deathkiller, Wartrike and Buggy list? Please put your in the comments below. Tell me which one you'd like. Look, you can make other suggestions if you like. Say, I'd rather you do this, and this. However, I probably won't listen to it. I would really interested in the 3 choices because it's going to be a lot easier for me. It means less modelling, and I've got a little bit of painting to do in some of those lists, and I'm not going to tell you which ones I need to do a bit of work on because I don't want that to influence your decision to make poor Brak stay up late at night before I go off and do this competition, which kicks off on the 3rd of October. That's a Saturday. So I've got a couple of days left to go. And yeah, so please, in the comments, love to hear you. And if there is enough comments and there is a clear winner, then I am just going to go with it. If there's not, if there's not a clear winner, and I am definitely going to make up my own decision. But so, I really would like your help. Now I'm going to go before this wind picks up. And remember, if you are going crumping, you've got to bash early and bash often. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can show your appreciation by liking, sharing and subscribing. Also, please don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can catch all my latest videos. Due to the global Nurgle related circumstances, I'm currently doing this full time. I would really appreciate it if you could show your support by becoming a Patreon member. For as little as $3 US, you can help me with my hobby and filming equipment. If you feel you can't commit long term, then you can always buy me a coffee. The links will be below in the description.